Hello guys, this is Patrick. I am about to record my hand-in for procedural programming number 5, I believe it was. Here I have two asset states. I'll just shut my sound off for you guys. I'll my task here is asset states to build a small program called Dungeon Crawler. And I have to be a hero who runs through a 2D maze looking for treasure and fighting enemies. Then it says 1. A 2D maze that is always shown. You might use Fog of War or an exploratory maze. 2. You must create a hero struct to hold the attribute. 3. You must create a number of enemies, including the structs to hold the attribute. 4. You must create options for moving around in the maze. 5. You must create options for flight or flee. 6. You must create a battle system to allow the hero to fight her enemies. And 7. Your game should at all times show the stats and options to the user. So this is the task, and now over here I have my code. First of all, I will run it. As you can see here, I have a little smiley, which is my hero, and some ends as it states now for the enemies. And when I press down, it goes down, up, it goes up. It updates automatically when I press my movement buttons. Right, left, left. I can move around in the maze. It also, so it works, and it states the what's called, it states the stats of the player, the life and the attack power. So already now I can check off number 7. Your game should at all times show the stats and options to the user. So number 1, a 2D maze that is always shown. That one I have also. So I've already solved the task, and then if I move over here, it says you have encountered an enemy. Would you like to fight? Press, oh, I spelled that wrong. Press 1, or flee, press 2. And then I can press 2, for instance. Then I'm escaping. Then I move around again. If I press 1, it then engage the enemy. It says you have struck the enemy. Then I can press 1 again. 1 again, and 1 again. You have been hit by the enemy. And if I do not feel like I can beat this guy, I can press 2 to flee, and then I can run again. And here it has a small glitch that sometimes when I move away from the enemy, it can catch me again and thereby make a glitch. But let's go over the code a little bit. Here at the top I have included IOStream and Windows 8 using namespace std to make it easier later down. I have my map here, which is a 2D array which forms out the map. I could do this in a number of ways. I could also have divided these individually, but I did this just to make it easier. I took them all under one. So yeah, then later down I have my struct. Oh, these two I forgot to erase. I don't need those. I have my struct hero, which has life, attack power, x and y coordinates, and an avatar. And then I have the same for my enemy struct, which has life, attack power, x and y, and an avatar. So yeah. Then we go down to my main function. Here I am setting all the stats, first for the hero, and then for the enemies. First of all, here I'm creating a player variable of the struct type hero. So it already knows the player should have all these life, x position, y position, avatar, and attack. And then I can, here I have my stats. I have put it like 51 and 42, 49, and this is because I'm using chars to hold my data. As you can see up here, I'm holding them in char types. And then when I have to print print them out. I don't want to convert them to integers, so I'm just using these numbers. The same goes for the enemy. I have all these stats for all of them. So they're the same. This is in, and they have the x and y coordinates, so they don't spawn on top of each other, and they have 1 life. So yeah. Then I have down here, while my game runs is equal to 1. This was a variable I created up here. Integer game1. It will run the game. And here I have, first I delete all that is written, and then I map out the player position, the avatar of the player, the avatar of the enemy, and so down. And then I go through this line here. I see out the map, so I'm printing out all of the entire map, and then afterwards I'm printing out the player stats, life, attack power. Then here, down here, I'm taking the player y and x position and erasing the last movement they made. So this is actually doing this, that it is putting what's called nothing, a space where the player or the enemy were last. And I have this system pause here to pause the program, and in order to do this before it runs through the entire code and comes up back up here and print it again. So then I have here, I'm testing get async key state. I'm testing for my up key, my down key, right, left. This is on the keyboard, the arrows, and I'm saying if they are not equal to 0, so that means if they're pressed, this will happen. The player will be, it will check that if the player where he is supposed to move, so here for instance where I'm going up, I'm -1 on the Y position, I check if there is a wall. If there is a wall, then this cannot be happening. If there isn't, then it goes ahead and subtracts 1 from the Y position. So it goes down, right, and left. It then alters the positions if there is not a wall. Then I have the enemy movement. I'm taking a random number and taking modulus to 4 and plussing 1. So I'll get a number from 1 to 4. And then depending on what it is, the enemy will either move up, down, left, right. Sorry about that. Just had to sneeze. It goes this for all the 4 directions. Down here it does that for enemy 2, for enemy 3, and then down here it's testing for encounters. I'm saying if the player position is equal to the enemy 1, enemy 2, or enemy 3 on the X position, and if player position Y is equal to enemy 1, enemy 2, and enemy 3 on the Y position, it will do this. It will print out, you have encountered an enemy, would you like to fight? Press 1 to fight and 2 to flee. Then I have a system pause again to pause what is going to happen now. Then down here I'm having get async key state. This is for 1, so if I'm pressing 1, this will happen. I will then take down here, take a random number, take modulus to 3, and test if this is equal to 0. So 1 in third, this will happen. And then if the X position of the player is equal to the enemy 1 and the Y position, then enemy 1 will take 1 hit. And I'm doing this also for enemy 2 and enemy 3. And then I'm seeing out, printing out, you have struck the enemy. Then down here the enemy is striking me, or the player. It will strike 1 in fifth and then take 1 from the player. Yes. Then down here I'm checking if enemy life for each of the characters is equal to 0, then it will print out you have defeated your enemy. And then it will continue, which means it will go up all the way to the top, to the start of my while statement, so it's in the entire game, and continue from there and start again. Else, if the player's life is equal to 48 or 84, no 48, and that is if I've taken my 3 hits, then I have died, and game runs is equal to 0, and then the game will stop. And else, if nothing happens, if I did not press 1, it will, oh, what's it called, if I did not strike anything, then it will go up again and to this one, battle. And then down here I have gate async key for the 2, for number 2, and it says you have fled the scene, move when you are ready, and then it continues all the way up to the while statement. And if I do not press anything, it will say you have to make a decision, fight or flee. And then if I press, then it goes up to fight or flee, which were up here, and it starts again. It checks if I've pressed 1 or 2. And if all that has been done, it will go up to continue from the while statement again. So this is my code. It's not working 100% correctly. I tried to do some modifications, but I unfortunately did not have the time to do it. So, but this runs, it works, but I'm having a hard time with the battling system, as it sometimes have glitches and bugs, and so but as the challenge states, I have a tooling maze that is always shown. I created a hero struct that holds the attributes. I created a number of enemies and created structs to hold their attributes. I created an option for moving around in the maze, actually more or less real time, you don't have to enter every time. I created an option for flight or flee, and I created a battle system that made my hero fight her enemies. So this is my small program, and I hope I've done the task successfully. I will be looking at this a little bit more to try to optimize it, but for now this is what I have. Thank you guys for watching. I will perhaps see you guys next time on the next hand in.